This looks great. This is, it's, a lot of people use the like kind of full screen landing, a homepage hero banner, but very few people do it well and very few sites do it well. And this really looks good. It, I think through choice of imagery, through the simplicity of the statement and the clarity of the statement and the clarity of the call to action, it just sets this mark of a certain level of quality. And that's great because it's really hard to pull off. When it's well done like this, it looks easy, but I know it's involved in it. The points I'd make about the copywriting is similar to what we had in our last call, which is think about reframing this if you need to, that something like your blueprint to website creativity, does that really identify what someone who would become your client or customer would be able to achieve with your product or your suite of products?
Right.
It's like I had that sort of process last time where I said, imagine if the statement you were making started with "now you can" or "now you can have."
Right.
And that's one thing I'd say is like, does this speak clearly enough to what they would get? And is website creativity as itself is like a micro phrase? Is that something that's really important to them? Or is it that they want to have a method of expression? They want to have a place to, build an online presence, whatever it might be. Like the choice of these little phrases is really key here because you want that to resonate with them. When they get to this page,
Are you saying that the H1 would not entice you to want to read more, to read the next line?
It's not even that, because I'm not one of those militant weirdos that thinks like you only have 0.25 seconds to grab someone's attention and they're going to be clicking off to somewhere else. It's like, no, if they came to your site, they're going to spend a little bit to at least try to get a sense of what it is. But it's more that don't make the first experience your visitor feels one of confusion. Now, your subtitle or qualifying statement is super solid. Build professional websites from your unique style with inclusive template designs made for diverse creators. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, and just gets right to the point of exactly what it is you're doing and why you did this and what this is. I will say this, there's a readability line length calculation that whoever studies this kind of stuff came up with. Finding about 55 to 65 characters per line is the ideal reading length.
Okay.
And I try to say, I mean, it's a little different here in titles and subtitles.
Yeah.
But wrap your text so that it is it's a little bit tighter. It doesn't stretch, especially, I mean, I have a 28-inch screen or something. So it's probably, what I'm doing here is I'm setting the max width based on characters. I don't know if you can see it all.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, okay. And I try to play with this to see like what wraps so that phrasing is broken up well, and so it just reads quickly. And like a tighter layout like this feels like it's easier to read because your eyes aren't moving across a big screen.
Yeah.
They're kind of just staying within a certain area versus something like this where it starts to feel a little difficult.
Mhm.
Especially when you have photos behind it, and especially when they're changing. So keeping things a little tighter like this just makes it, again, it's like, it's not even anything someone would think about, but it's that subconscious kind of mental, I call it heavy lifting. The join the iconic journey and this intro paragraph is more about you as a company propping yourself up rather than you as a company catering to your visitor. So they don't know what the iconic journey is yet. And they're not sold in this. Like this kind of phrasing of like entering into a new universe of website creation, like if you think of those kind of those like corporate launch days, like an Apple product launch day, this is the type of phrasing they usually have at the end, because they've spent that whole, whatever it is, 15 minutes, an hour, 7 hours, however long these things go on for, where they're building up like, this is our product. This is how our product's going to change the world. This is how the product is going to do everything you've ever wanted in your life and take care of it for you. And then they close with, join our journey. You're about to enter into this new universe, because they already have all that. They already have all the information that sets the stage for this. And now you're welcoming them into like, come on, take action, be part of this. And we're getting too early. You're you're putting out your hand and saying, come with me on a magical voyage. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know you. Like, I don't know what you're going to be saying. Like, what is this magical voyage you're talking about? Like, well, I got this, Willy Wonka chocolate factory. You're like, oh, chocolate. Okay, wait, now we're talking about candy. That's fine.
Okay.
But if you start with the phrasing of like something that, again, puts them at an arm's distance because they don't know what that means yet. So let's jump down to this section. This is kind of the first place. Well, let's see here. Yeah, this is the first place within your page where you start to talk about more of a solutions-oriented thing, right? In the case of how you're using it right now, these are links out to the product pages.
Mm-hmm.
So this will pull them immediately to the unit blocks, unit emails, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue, take the same concept, like the same arena of content, and especially all this stuff here, and all these animations and graphics,
Mm-hmm.
and this type of content, and bring that further up the page.
Okay.
Iconic Templates is a company or a suite of products, however you want to define it, that lets you achieve A, B, and C, or A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever it is. It lets you achieve these things.
Mm-hmm.
And here's how we do it. We do it through a unique set of custom-built products that address every aspect of running a business online or running a presence online, or however you want to define that. That's up to you. And instead of immediately clicking away into these different subpages, present it more like a little bit of a catalog. We can say, we have unit blocks. This and define what that is and what the value is for them. Like, why should they be interested in unit blocks? Why should they be interested in unit forms and unit emails? All these things. What is it about each of these that is so compelling that it's going to make the difference?
Yeah. The stats part, our original idea to build trust for that was to use our own stats. But then once I went back, once I really just made a clear decision to say our stats aren't good enough because we haven't been out long enough. We were just taking that tactic from other companies, how they, we have this many customers and that many this and that many that. We don't really have that. So I was like, well, what stats can we use? And that's my mentality. Okay, well, let's just educate them. Let's pre-frame them with the educational piece. Since most people don't know some of these stats, I was hoping to use them as, hey, well, did you know? It's kind of like a did you know?
Yeah.
Type of thing versus like a I know I didn't name it, did you know? But that was the original idea was, did you know this? Yeah. And then go into that. But based on what you're saying, it's a more demonstrate after the hero section versus educate.
Well, it also demonstrates that you understand the market. Right. But this to me feels more like CEO thinking.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. You could bring these stats up in a presentation or in a pitch session, and they'd be totally applicable there. But it's too early for this on a website. This content would almost make more sense as part of your story.
Okay. It's actually on the about page. To your point, it's actually literally on the about page, which when you said that, I was thinking, okay, is it appropriate here versus there type of thing? Okay.
I would say that part of this, again, so this is content that even though this is your about page, it's your story, it's again is a way to speak to the reader's interests and the reader's needs. To say like, look, you're part of this. You're part of these 1.2 million minority owned businesses. And this is on average how much we're making.
Okay.
This is, on average, how much business growth there is or what this market is. And we should be doing more in it. And here, and we're going to help you with that.
Right. Right.
We've created tools specifically for this market because there's potential there and there's unrealized potential there.
Mhm.
And we want you to be part of it. And here's the products we've created to help you do that. Right.
Okay.
So everything should be thinking back to how you have their back, how you are supporting their needs versus having to puff yourself up. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. But also, while we're on the navigation, this also confused me. The try IT, how that would be different from like
Wait,
get
you
started.
didn't read it as try it? Like when you
No, I
saw,
did.
okay,
I
I
did.
just
I
need to
did.
wait, hold on. Okay, you said try out. Most people, I'm like, are they going to say IT or are they going to look at it as try it? Because the IT, it's a play on. IT
Yeah.
is an acronym for the company, but it's still it. Like try it. Like, hey, why don't you try it? Type of thing.
Maestro, I know what you're doing. I got
Okay,
it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I was just curious, like, did he really see it as IT or did he try like,
Well, I mean, no, technically they're both capitalized.
yeah,
How I should be reading it. I didn't want to offend the iconic templates brand by saying, hey, try it. You're like, it's not try it, it's try.
No. It's a play. It's intentional. Like in the hood, we say, man, hey, like in my culture, we in all cultures, but I'm speaking of my culture specifically. Like when we're doing things, it'd be like, man, did you try it? Like, how do you know it's good? Did you try it, bro? Hey, girl, did you try it though? But did you try it though? Like I would have created a commercial around it. Hey, did you try it? Did you hear about that? Did you try it? You should probably try it. So that was the whole purpose of it, and they're both capitalized because of the acronym part. But I was curious, like you gave me real feedback. When you said what you said, I'm like, did he really see it as try? Like, are people really gonna say, man, try IT? Or they're just gonna say, try it. And it's both capitalized.
This gets to my point of the mental workload that you give a user. That choices like this and choices like line length and paragraph length and all that stuff, it's stuff that they have to figure out. And now you're creating user confusion. So I'd say try it with a lowercase t.
Or lowercase t. I was gonna ask you, should I do it lowercase t? Okay.
Yeah, you'll lose the iconic templates tie-in a little bit.
Okay.
But it brings in a little bit more of that like referencing where it's like, just try it. It's so clear then. They think like, oh, try it. I know what that means. If you want to get into a more complex navigation, like I would almost say like push login and help and contact up to a utility nav.
Okay.
You don't want people, like you want people to be able to contact you, but it's not a top level thing.
I agree. No, I purposely, it was to build like it's that thing like you keep going back to the building the trust aspect, right? And I'm striving to, because we're not a popular company, and because culturally speaking, in the world that we are speaking, there are some skepticism that is automatically given. It's just a reality. I saw a white guy talk to a presentation of other white people, black people. He said the stats were the moment that an African American marketer puts their face on an ad, immediately 30 to 40% done. And it was a white guy that said that. I was like, yeah, I probably could have told you that from experience. So I'm glad you got the data. Like, so that's the thing I'm striving to, like, how do I eliminate that immediate skepticism? This is by an African-American or a black guy, and whatever stipulation, I'm not saying that the person's racist or not, it has nothing to do with that. It's just whatever stipulation that comes with, how do I trust that founder or that group of people or that person, and they don't have any credible logos. They don't have any credible numbers, or we've done this all the time. All they have is the owner. Is the owner real? Is this a real person? Because that's what I look for too. Is there a real person behind this new platform?
Yeah. Do you feel that type of fall off, or that the issue you were just describing about the lack of trust happens in the community as well?
Absolutely.
Well, it does. Okay.
It's unfortunate, but absolutely. That is the reason why I pre-framed in the beginning. I'm not striving to save the community. I want to help people save themselves by
Yeah.
providing them with the tools, within there. And then from there but that's a big part. That's a big, I would say, deterrence.
Yeah.
That I've been fighting for. And that's the reason why it took me so long to even have this particular vision or trial. This is a new trial and error because I'm scared that I am truncating my profits. Even I know Black entrepreneurs that are going to go here and say, hey, young Black man, you shouldn't be doing that. You messing up your money trying to just do it for the Black people and brown. You need to be doing it all people and white people because that's where the money's at. I've already been criticized by my own people.
Mm.
So it's like, man, like what? like, like I'm already like even at the
Yeah.
bottom, if you scroll all the way to the footer, I literally have been scared to even keep my little proudly powered by Black Power. I've only done it because it's Black History Month. So I said, man, if anybody's mad at that during Black History, well, you should not be like, come on. But even that part, I'm like, man, it's sad that I might offend people by being proud. Sorry if I'm going too far, but I'm trying to
Not
figure
at
out
all.
how do I figure this out? I've been fighting this for a long time. Like, am I offending people by saying proudly powered by Black Power? Like, is that offensive? Is my face on the platform offensive?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and no say, I think that the people that are going to be offended are the people that are never going to be happy no matter what. You're on the internet. You're not going to make everyone happy. It's just, but also, you don't have to worry about making everyone happy anymore. I mean, the nice thing about communities is that you can say, I think there's greater value. And this is a business decision for you. And it's kind of a bit like what some people were saying to you.
Mm.
Like, do you want to be yet another player in a massively oversaturated game of everyone trying to appeal to people who want to build websites or start online businesses? Or do you want to be a unique player who says, I'm focusing on, it's not even a niche, frankly. I mean, it's really, it undersells the massive amount of, of the community, its potential and its market share. When they say, well, this is kind of a niche market. It's like, it's not a niche, there are huge numbers and there's a big audience out there. And I think there's better value in saying, I don't care what this costs me. This is what I'm for. And when you're doing business with me, you're doing business with someone who's unapologetically going to be supportive of these things and come from this standpoint.
Mm.
Because there are, I mean, how many other people do what we do? You know, it's a filled market. We don't have anyone outside our community, so of course it's for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, that I think there's value in that. Of course, anytime you're saying I'm primarily focusing on this segment, people who are not part of that segment are going to get upset or are just going to feel left out. And it's like you were talking about this a little bit last time where we say, well, wait, why does this have to be for so-and-so versus me? It's like, you got enough. You got enough things tending to you. I mean, look at all those faces on YouTube. They all kind of look the same, don't they? And all the people in that tech industry, they all kind of look the same and have similar backgrounds.
Right.
And that's a real problem. And I think, being a pioneer is tough for a reason, because if you're going to be one of the first people to really stand up there and say, this is what I'm doing, this is who I'm primarily doing it for, frankly, at the exclusion of no one, everyone can use iconic templates.
Mm.
So I would say it's better for you to lean into it, but know that you're going to have to do the exhausting work of taking people along with you and telling this story again and again and doing other people's homework for them.
Mm.
Say, like, this is what this means. This is what it means to be, a Black person in technology and in this world and in this online.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also part of why you're doing this,
Mm-hmm.
why you built this company. So I think that's what I'm saying. The conversation moving forward should be the whole conversation.
I love the idea. And just, kind of taking it home, no pun intended, but bringing it home to what you were saying. I'm completely with you as far as just me going back to like the subtext, the headline, the, lowercase t, and giving you called it the right hand corner, making it the extra space to move the stuff up above it, so I can have more room there for the testing of the buy it, try it type of scenario thing. And then moving, relaying out or reorganizing some of the sections, and even making sure that some of the text, the context and text itself is more catered towards the user and their outcome.